Sydney World Pride Parade halted in protest by Australian Senator. Police say former Green Senator Lidia Thorpe was removed from Sydney's Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras parade overnight after lying on the ground in front of a float. A video of the parade shows the independent senator walking behind the NSW Police float yelling, quote, "Fuck the police," end quote, before lying down on her back in protest, momentarily halting the parade. Two police officers then approached Senator Thorpe as the crowd begins to boo. You can hear a person shouting in the crowd, "Get rid of her, get rid of her." Videos of the scene were shared across social media. Senator Thorpe was escorted away by officers but was not arrested. New South Wales police say she was removed by parade organizers for breaching the terms of her participation. A spokesperson for the Sydney Mardi Gras confirmed the parade had been interrupted by Senator Thorpe as she attended to stage a protest. He said, quote, "While we respect the individual's right to protest, interrupting the parade in this way has significant implications for the safety of our participants and audience," end quote. Soon, Senator Thorpe posted a tweet saying that she joined the Pride in Protest float to protest against police violence.
Surfaced on social media showing Ms. Thorpe lying on the road, reportedly blocking the Australian Federal Police's float and halting celebrations. Police attempted to move her on before she got up and approached a police officer who appears to push her. The former Green senator has since responded on Twitter saying Black and brown trans women started the first Pride March as a protest against police violence. Today we still face violence from police. Proud to have joined the protest float in Sydney to say no pride in genocide, no pride in prisons and no cops in Pride. It is understood the police did move Ms. Thorpe from the event at the request of Mardi Gras organisers.
I'm not really sure about this, y'all. I'm not sure if that's why she did it or it was for other reasons, but it was a great comeback. That's just how I see it.
She stopped the parade for a second. You know, everybody at this table can say, listen, our Black and brown siblings are being violently attacked by cops on an everyday basis, okay? A friend of mine suffered a stroke the other day and he got pulled over by the cops, and the cops, instead of getting him medical aid, left him handcuffs for 2 hours. And that is just what happens in Black and brown communities every freaking day, okay? So I appreciate Miss Lidia Thorpe doing something like this at a protest, but there was, how much attention did you get?
Well,
you know?
Clearly we're here talking about it across the world.
On the other side of the world.
On the other side of the world. We're clearly, so Lydia got her point across. Unpopular opinion. I'm with you, Lydia, honey. I'm with you. It's one of the things.
Maybe not as unpopular as we think.
Exactly. When Black Lives Matter interjected themselves in a protest in Washington, D.C., they were also escorted away in the same manner. She has a right for what she's saying. If there is police brutality going on in Australia the same way that police brutality is going on here in America. And yes, we have pride, but we also have other issues plaguing our community. And the least of these are Black and brown people, usually trans, usually a non-binary. And I'm with you, Lydia, girl. Do your thing.
Lydia
it's not
girl.
Lydia girl, do your thing, honey.
I'm not sure about that because I still feel like allies need to know when there's a time to be in the front and there's a time that they need to let other people take the lead. And I'm not sure if I agree with that. I think maybe she should have let a Black or brown person take the lead.
Ask somebody.
Ask somebody, do you think I should do this? Maybe you should do this. No, not taking the attention for herself. I think that it really took away from what she said that she was doing.
Yeah, I thought that she said that she belongs to a float. I mean, I never, So why wasn't she just getting her point across on the float? Why get off the float and lie down on the street and disrupt the parade? I mean, we're not saying that the parade doesn't have there's literally a protest in Pride float. So the cops have their say, the protesters have their say. There's no real reason for this theatrics except to drum up extra coverage.
I think that was her point.
Yeah.
And I totally
that's why
get
you're-
her point.
I'm with you,
I
girl.
get her point. I was
Right.
like, okay.
Okay, but did she help black and brown folks that are being assaulted every day by cops? That's the point. I don't see that happening.
I don't
Yes,
think
we're talking about it on the other side of the freaking world, great. But is that helping any of our black and brown people that are getting assaulted every day? That's my question. I don't think so.
I hear that loud and clear. I just want to, before we go into Bobby, I just want to make one point as it relates to me. I want a personal observation. I once upon a time would have completely not been supportive of this kind of action. I interviewed Anthony Fauci in December, and he talked about Larry Kramer. And really, over the last couple of months, I'm realizing I may be getting more radical. As a baby boomer, getting more radical. Because
Look at you, burn your bra.
I know, exactly, right?
Breathing in.
And the reason is because Larry Kramer at ACT UP said, at a time when nobody would listen to us, we needed to pull stunt. And he talks about the action of stunt, and that the action of stunt gets people to begin to talk. It may get you arrested. It may get you even beaten. But the action of stunt draws attention to, we can't get you to focus on the conversation that we want to talk about any other way. And that was the purpose of ACT UP at the height of HIV/AIDS. I can't help but think, in terms of this issue, I at least pause to go, this kind of stunt works. Maybe not in terms of the color, but at the end of the day, how much talk are we going to have on police issues related to LGBT and community before we say, okay, we're going to pull a stunt? And Kramer said to Anthony Fauci, you should try to, as the director of the National Institute of Health, you should get the attention of the President of the United States by handcuffing yourself, Kramer telling Fauci this, to the fence at the White House. And Fauci goes, well, why would I do that? Because the president's my friend and all I have to do is call him. It was an interesting moment of Kramer going, but you're not getting enough done. You're in the system as opposed to the protest of the stunt for attention. That's what I just watched.
Well, Lydia should have brought some black and brown people for her stunt. It just looked like some white lady that just got in the front of our parade.
But
I agree.
But can
I'm sorry.
Can I also add that one of the things that Australia is known for is being very white and very gay. And I would have never known that there was police brutality also going on in Sydney, Australia, amongst black and brown people. Had she not, I'm today years old, that I'm learning that, the same crap that is going on here is going on over there too. So that's why I'm like, kudos to Lydia, because I had no idea that this information even.
Interesting conversation. Yeah. And by the way, we don't say it, but we're all jealous. And one thing we can all agree on at this table, we're jealous as hell that we weren't in Sydney for World Pride. And we say, congratulations, Sydney and us.
Oh, at least I know a couple of people who are actually down there right now. I'm like, great.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.